So, if y'all don't know, I'm an English major. I like to write. Last summer, I got bored. I was also reading a hermit crab fan fiction admittedly, and got inspiration to write some stuff about the server it's basically lore for the server. And Lux was wanting me to read the origins.
Is it
so for a little bit,
time?
it's story time with Five.
Story time.
And so, for a little bit of background, there's a hierarchy, and it's based off of the server history and the positions on the server. So you have Lux, he's the main deity. He's basically God in this, but that's not his name. Then you have the moderators, who are demigods. They are given powers by Lux, given an object of power, and each specialize in some type of magic. The helpers are priests and priestesses that act as the communication between most people, or all the chaosy, and the moderators in Lux. Former moderators are the fallen. Members are just citizens. Kicked members are the lost. Members who left are the deserters, and band members are the banished.
Newbies run nothing.
Yes.
They fit in with the members. And they either become members or the lost.
I forgot that you remembered our tomato.
I wonder why you helped me hit me.
So keep in mind, this was written a long time ago, last summer. And so some stuff has changed in Cubed. Are y'all ready for story time?
Go for it.
Yes.
Go on.
Okay. Many years ago, a lone deity known as the Titan stood watch over an empty world. No humans, no one to interact with, only animals. After so many years of building his own creations, the Titan soon began to grow bored. With only his creations to explore, there was nothing exciting for him to do. But most of all, there were no people to enjoy his creations. With a wave of his hand, the first citizens of this world appeared. Where they came from is unknown. Perhaps they were pulled from other worlds, or maybe they were simply created for this world. No matter where they came from, the Titan was soon satisfied. It was no longer only his creations. The once lonely world was quickly being built up. The world would soon become known as Cubed Chaos. The Titan stood tall, much taller than the mortals at least. Giant wings arched off his back, feathery near the top, fading into dragon-like wings that were nearly black as night. A mask covers half of his face, horns protruding from the top of it. Its color was that of fire. The symbol of chaos resides in the middle of the mask, as well as on the clasp of his cape, and the buckle of his belt. The cloak was a similar color to the mask, though perhaps a bit more muted. At any given time, the Titan would have 4 weapons on him. A dagger on his thigh, a sword at his hip, bear claws on one hand, and a war hammer, the banhammer. Soon enough, the numbers of citizens arriving in the world would become too large for the Titan to handle by himself. He would need assistance from someone, but it was imperative that the someone he chose was a trusted member of society. After all, this person would no longer be mortal. They would be risen to a divine status. They would become a demigod or a risen. After much searching and thought, the Titan's thoughts turned to a priest by the name of Ace McCrank. Smart, well known in the community, but most importantly, trusted by many, including the Titan himself. It only seemed right to raise him up. And thus, it was. Among the people resided a new god, a demigod. He would soon become known as the chief. Upon becoming arisen, he would receive a command block along with the ability to alter reality. After the chief came many more risen. A few of these became known as the fallen. These were ones who either allowed their newfound powers to go to their head or left because they were afraid it would. As the Titan often reminds people, what he creates can be destroyed. What he gives can be taken away. The fallen were stripped of their divine status. Their gifts, both material and not, gone within a blink of an eye. Very few of the fallen would be seen again. The ones who did not have everything taken, the risen, prospered in their new roles. After the chief came a lone king of a small savannah town by the name of Kyger. Also chosen for his smarts, particularly in the Redstone area, and his inability to quit, he was a worthy choice. Upon becoming arisen, Kyger, now known as the Inventor, would receive an enchanted redstone torch, able to immediately destroy whatever being was touched by it. He also received the ability to create material objects from seemingly nothing. The next was Avalon White, sister to the fallen Siren, and already possessing a natural affinity for nature. She was given a peony on top of the ability to speak to animals, shape the terrain around her, and breathe life into living beings. She became known as the Dryad. A friend of the Dryad, Vibes, would soon be chosen as well. She had a knack for creating illusions out of mundane objects. Because of this, she was given the ability to create actual illusions in an enchanted stick, or staff, to aid her. Her new name became the Illusionist. Real quick, I'll go over. So, we also have Jay, who is the Reaper. He has a fiery sword and necromancing abilities. Toby, the Preacher, was given an enchanted book. He can make people believe what he wants them to believe. Papa Vibes is the Inquisitor. I don't have stuff for him yet. And Holly is the Botanist. Holly, do you remember what we gave you?
A hoe.
A hoe.
It's too
Um,
A hoe.
Okay. Now, not only are the Risen different in that they are now divine, but they also take on a different appearance. They are about half as tall as the Titan, just slightly larger than a normal mortal. Unlike the Titan, their wings are feathery and gray, perhaps due to them being of demigod status. When their powers are in use, a divine aura surrounds them, and their eyes glow the same color as the aura. The Risen also have two forms they can be in. A divine form, which is as described above, and a mortal form, which is what they looked like before becoming risen. Most will spend their days in their mortal form, finding it is easier to fit in this way. For official business, they each wear a mask that covers half of their face. The mask varies with each risen. Additionally, they each don a cloak of their aura color. The insides of the cloaks appear as though they were a galaxy. Yeah.
Vibes, look to your right.
Oh, the Dryad.
Yay, claps for vibes.
I clapped, but I think I was muted.
I do have a Discord for this, but it's not ready yet because I didn't realize how close the event was. And so that'll be put probably in the members chat when it is ready.
Me looking at all my unfinished sketches. Oh.
Nice.